Greetings, Guardian Scholars. I hope you had a restful spring break and have been able to catch up on a few things and are ready to hit the road running for the second half of the semester. So week 9 is the beginning of the second half and the beginning of level 3. So level 3, if we go straight to week 9, is all about slaying monsters. So you've been training to be a hero, and in week 3, we're going to start thinking about how do you attack a problem. So we'll start off with our Zoom class on Monday, introducing the research project, which is Essay 3. It's our largest and longest essay of the semester. It's worth the most points for the whole semester. And one of the reasons I put it earlier, not in the last level of the class, is that it gives you time to rewrite if you need to. And so on level 4, we're going to go back down to a little bit of a shorter paper again, so that you have a little breather near the end and a chance to do any rewrites that you want to do. So we'll have our weekly reflective journal, and this is really just 15 minutes of brainstorming research topics for Essay 3, where you're going to look at a problem that you personally care about. You'll research the causes, you'll research the negative effects of that problem, and you'll research potential solutions to that problem. And so you're going to propose the solution and think about your audience, whoever will implement that proposed solution. So what I really want you to think is to write about 1 or 2 or 3, even 3 problems. They can be big problems, small problems, they can be global issues, or they can be really local, Riverside-centric or LA-centric issues. Something that you really personally would like to see solved. And so you can write about what you already know about the problem and what things you still need to find out. And this is going to give you some direction as you start the research project later this week. So that's kind of early on. That's just 15 minutes. Don't take any longer than 15 minutes on that. We have another survey as I'm just checking in with you. And then one of our big essential, and you can always tell the key assignments because I have the little circle there. These are the key assignments for the week. You get a badge if you complete all of them. And that is our book club crew log level 3. And so if you look at the book club crew log, you'll see in here I have the page numbers that are, and the chapters that are due for your individual groups. And one of the things I did find out is it doesn't matter if somebody from your group submits or doesn't submit, it won't submit for you. So remember, as soon as you have it done, go ahead and turn it in and move forward with that. And so that's due Tuesday night so that you are prepared Wednesday morning for that book club crew level 3 discussion. In addition to discussing the book club's memoirs in small groups, we're also going to be doing some prep for the writing sprint and also for Research Quest Level 3. Now, here's something that I want to say is really important is I know some of you have already attended an extra credit library orientation. If you haven't done that yet, it's 1 hour every Wednesday from 1 to 2. I highly recommend that you do it this week if you haven't already. If you already have, you can't get extra credit again, so don't worry about it. You already have the information you need. And it really just teaches you how to log into the library, how to access sources, and so on. And what I'd like you to do is make sure to go there and you'll get up to 10 points extra credit for attending that library orientation. So please do that, especially if you haven't used the RCC Digital Library in the databases A to Z before. And that's going to help you complete both the Writing Center DLA for this week and the Research Quest Level 3 DLA. And I wanted to point out that Research Quest Level 3 is going in to databases A through Z on our library's website. So I do not want you doing Google searches for this. I'd like you to write down the database that you used, what search term you used, and then you'll write down what sources you found. Later on, you're going to be taking notes on those sources, and that's going to be a separate assignment. So this is just a first initial, I'm looking for about 10 sources that I'm going to take notes from, and then you might throw out a couple sources later and not use them. I do have an example. So as always, I have a model that I filled out, and I used the topic of police brutality. So you'll see I started with a SIRS issues researcher in databases A to Z, and I used police brutality as my search term, and I found these 3 sources that I really wanted to use. Then I went on and used CQ researcher, used the same search term, and found 1 source. I went to academic search complete, used police brutality and solution, found this. I went to something called OneSearch and searched, and I found an actual book. Anyhow, and so you want to do this until you have 10 sources. And so I could go back into SIRS issues researcher and use a different search term. So it doesn't always have to be the same search term that you're using. But it's just a way of keeping track of what search terms you used, what databases you've used, and so on. So I do have a partially filled out one, and then I have a YouTube video where I demonstrated how I did that. So you can view that YouTube video if you want to kind of see how I found those sources. And there's just a reminder of the 3 major sections of Essay 3. There are 3 major parts to the essay. And so as you're looking at the other 2 assignments that I was mentioning, if I can get back there, okay. If you look at the extra credit library orientation, well, that's going to help you figure out how to navigate databases A to Z. And then the Writing Center activity for this week is called narrowing a database search. And so it looks like this, and you would be using databases A to Z, which is what you need for the research quest. So what they do is they start you off by looking at opioid epidemic and kind of figuring out how to research it. But then it says for 8, it says choose one of the following activities. Go through the process you just went through with a topic of your own choosing. Aha, that is the research quest we just talked about. And so, well, questions 1 through 7 are based on opioid. For question number 8, you can use this, you can do this DLA for your research quest and try to find 10 good sources that you want to use. And so you can review your activity from item number 8 above, which would be your research quest, and so you can get a signature. And so I just wanted to point that out because those 3 really reinforce each other. So if you're doing the extra credit library orientation and the Writing Center DLA, use those to help you do research quest level 3. And then the last key assignment for this week is writing sprint 3. And sorry, I need to unlock it for you, I think. But so I will go ahead and, it'll be unlocked by Monday anyhow. But the quiz for writing sprint 3 is an argumentative quiz. So if I leave student view, I could get there. So that's it for this week. And I did want to briefly remind all of you that if you are not used to it, if you want to go and you don't want to stand in line to meet with an instructor on duty, right, where you have to knock on the door and wait in a line, if you click on that blue link that says looking for a peer tutoring appointment, click schedule meeting, open it up, you have to schedule meeting again, you can make appointments to meet with tutors. And this way for instance, if you wanted to make one for Monday or maybe for Thursday, if you click and you say DLA worksheet, they'll give you 15 minutes with that instructor, and they can help you with your research quest. They can help you with the DLA called narrowing the database search. And then just remember that you have to click video meeting, select a time, right? And then you can enter your telephone number and ask for a text reminder if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that, but I just wanted to remind you that you can make that appointment. So have a great week, and I love the research projects. I'm really excited about this week.